Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to the channel once again. And as always, I am Lucidity. Thank you so much for stopping by. For this week's video, we will be doing a soft speaking video, which I have not done in some time. Really been sort of vibing with the whisper style videos. But for this week's video, we will be doing a soft speaking video. So, as usual, I hope you are able to sit back, relax, and enjoy some New World gameplay. So, I have finally hit level 60 on this character. I have been working on leveling my crafting and gathering skills just to provide myself with a means to make some consistent money on the account, as well as running dungeons to improve my gear score. So let's actually take a quick look at my inventory here. So, a few things to point out. Mostly my gear, right? So again, I play a healer class. So my role inside of dungeons and, just content in general is to keep my team alive. So, to accomplish this, I have fully specced into focus, which is what the life staff and as a secondary scaling stat, the Void Gauntlet gains its most benefit from. So I have 345 focus and 100 constitution. As I've mentioned in previous videos, constitution is what governs or dictates how much HP I have or how many hit points I have. So, on all of our gear, I have focus along with, some perks that synergize well with being a healer. So you can see that I have, revitalizing beacon, which increases healing power by 36% for 12 seconds whenever I use my beacon skill, which is one that I use. Invigorated, which any debuffs I have, they expire or are removed 7.4% faster. And, that is pretty much the general idea on, or the general theme on all of my gear. It is not legendary gear, it's purple quality or epic quality. But what I can do actually is once I get my gear score, my expertise here, which if you play Destiny, you can consider your expertise kind of like your average item level for each individual slot. But once I get, once I get these to 600, I will be able to actually use a certain material that I don't currently have access to yet, because that only becomes available once you have reached an expertise of 600 with that particular piece of gear. I'll be able to upgrade these to legendary, which is great. So, At least I think that's how that works. I may be way off here. Um, but if not, I'll end up just either farming or buying some new gear. But I would love to be able to keep these just because the stats are pretty good on all of these. Um, and then, of course, you've got your jewelry. Same thing, all focus. Um, my jewelry could be a bit better in terms of the perks that it has on it, but overall, not too bad. Then, of course, we have my weapons here. Um, on this, again, focus, we've got Blessed, which is a perk that provides an additional 19% healing bonus. And then we have the Void Gauntlet, which also has Blessed. So uh, the Void Gauntlet is great in that it kind of serves a dual purpose. Depending on what you want to do, you can either spec into damage for it or more healing. Now, again, me being a healer, um, I I need a Void Gauntlet that has focus because the healing provided by the different benefits of the Void Gauntlet or the different skills of the Void Gauntlet scale specifically with healing. So, but yeah, that's just a general overview of the inventory. Our cash stack is looking pretty healthy. We're at 40,000. I was at 50,000 around the time that I hit 60, or by the time I hit level 60. Um, but I spent about 20,000 on buying the armor upgrades, weapons, jewelry. I bought some bags here, which the bags allow me to carry um, additional weight. Now the bags aren't that great either. I just kind of bought some decent ones that it mostly just gave me extra carry weight. That was all I was really concerned there. I also bought some tools here, so I spent a good bit of money on these as well. Okay, well, with that out of the way, I thought today um, we would kind of just do some questing here in Mourningdale. So what I'm working on here is I'd like to be able to buy a house here in Mourningdale. There's one in particular that I have my sights set on, and I'll go ahead and head over there to show that to you guys here. Now, I'm not going to go inside the house, but so I've actually kind of got a couple in mind. I'm a big fan of this one here. I like this a lot. It looks like it's 2-story. It looks like it has like a little backyard. Can we go? I think we can go. I think we can go in it. Can we like tour the house? Preview the house. Okay. Now, hopefully the game doesn't crash. Because in around the launch of the game, the the house interface was a bit buggy and unstable, and it would crash oftentimes just by entering it. So, but as you can see here, it is a 2-story house, little fireplace. We've got a nice little backyard and an upstairs with yet another fireplace. That's interesting. The curious as to how that actually works from a engineering standpoint, but we won't worry about that. But yeah, so I really like this one, and this is going to be the one I'm going to buy. But as you can see, right below the cost of the house, which is 7,500 gold, is where it says the 20 Mourningdale standing level. So what that means is that I need to have a reputation level of 20 here in Mourningdale before I can buy this particular house. Now, there are other houses that don't require such a high standing level. However, I definitely want this particular house. So Yeah. So, as a sort of a side note, that's also kind of what we'll be working towards today, and kind of one of my more immediate goals on the account here. So yeah, we're going to pick up some quests, and we're just going to go out, explore, gather some materials, work on getting my gathering skills up, and yeah, hopefully just have a good time. So I'm going to come over here and check the town project board. I have these two already picked up. Here's one to hunt wolves. That's pretty straightforward. And that's an easy one. Um, that's an easy one. Honestly, oh, sorry, that was probably a little loud. Honestly, all of these aren't too terribly bad. So I'm going to pick up all of these. I'm not going to grab this one just because that's going to cost a lot of materials. Um, and I don't really want to spend the materials on that. Um, I guess technically I could buy the infused silk, but 10 of those is going to be way more than the, near $2.25 worth of coin that I'm going to get here. So let's take a look, because at least these three I know for sure. Maybe the fourth one here I can complete without really, I don't need to leave town. I can go check my storage and see what I need, what I have that I can go ahead and turn in. So let's head over here to the storage and take a look at what I've got in here. So where is all my food at? I believe I keep that in Windsward. Yep, we've got that there. So that's going to take care of one of the missions here. We've got the woodlouse bait and potions. Those are in Reekwater. Okay, we've got those. Now, the other one was to craft like a armor set. I need green wood and raw hides. I can get those out in the open world, so we're just going to go ahead and gather those up while we're out. But we are going to go ahead and turn in the handful of quests that we had enough materials for right there. It's just that easy. So boom, 1, 2, and 3. And that was enough to get me to tier 15 here. So we're going to go ahead and take the... Matter of fact, we're going to take the station fee decrease because I feel like I'm going to be doing most of my crafting here in Mourningdale, since this is kind of going to be my base of operations given that I'm buying a house here, or going to buy a house here. So let's go and throw all of our extra stuff. Oh, that's actually not where these go. Let's try to keep in the spirit of organization and put this stuff back. So Windsward, we've got Reekwater, and then Monarchs is where my jewels are. Okay, nice. So let's take a look here. We're going to go to... Thinking we're going to go to this end of the map down here to do this kind of main story quest, and then work our way back up this way. Let's go ahead and pin that objective and that one. So let's head out. Let's go ahead and eat some food here just to keep our food buffs active. I'm going to take a quick sip of coffee. We're just going to turn on auto run here. Hmm. Now that is a good cup of coffee. It's gotten a little cold um, because it's been sitting out a little bit, but still good. Not too terribly cold. And again, kind of while we're out and about, roaming around, I'm definitely going to be, you know, taking the time to stop and gather any resources that I see that I'm interested in picking up. Um, I am actually. Let's take a look at the my trade skills here. So, one of the most consistent ways to make money in this game, other than just selling certain items on the item house or the trading posts, is your once you get your refining skills, particularly your smelting, your leather working, and your weaving, once you get those to like 200 or maybe even 175, um, you can craft very high tier materials. So, like high tier um, ore bars for smithing, high tier, fabric pieces, high tier, weaving pieces, leather pieces, fabric pieces, high end pieces of wood, which sounds kind of funny to say, um, and stones. Um, oh, I'm getting attacked by a pig. Hey, bud, listen, I didn't want to do this to you, but unfortunately, you're just gonna have to go. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do that too. Um, so where were we? So, but yeah, so you can, craft those high end materials and sell them to people. Now, the highest tier of items that you can craft with these refining skills at their max level, um, they have a daily cooldown, which makes them a bit more scarce to a degree, but it's also what makes them more valuable. So, a way that I'll be able to make money is by coming in. Once I've got these to 200, particularly again these three here, I will be able to each day craft, those materials, sell them, and you can get about 800 gold a piece for those. Now, I believe you can craft more than one of those, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's just a good, consistent way to make additional money. But in order to do that, I need to have my gathering skills up. Um, in order to be able to gather the higher tier materials that it takes to then craft the higher tier refine. So you get your raw materials here and then you refine them into, completed materials. So, I'm working on getting my harvesting to 200. My skinning is already at 200. And the mining is going to be the big one because higher tier ores are very scarce on a populated server just because there's so many people that are collecting them and harvesting those resources. So, you know, that'll be just a good, consistent way to make additional gold. Um, Now, running the in game dungeons is also a good way to make gold just from, the gold you get from clearing encounters, different items that you get that, have like a high value that sell for a good bit of gold on the trading post. And that's where pretty much all of my gold comes from right now. It's just, what I get from doing the dungeons and doing like supply runs and things like that. Um, Once you hit level 60, there's not a whole lot of, well, let me rephrase that. There is a point to doing regular quests because you do get gold um, and you do get, some different things. But it's not the, I guess, fastest way to make gold. Um, and I still have not even completed the main story quest on this character. So I still have lots to do in terms of that. I think I'm maybe, I honestly don't even know what percentage to guess that I'm at, but I need I'm I oh man, I'd have to say I'm probably around 75, maybe 80% way done with the main story quest. And that's just a guess. Now they've added some additional like late game quests that lead up to a new dungeon that they added to the game, the Tempest's Heart. But I have yet to run that particular quest and or that particular mission. But yeah, I've got plenty of story mission left to do, and yeah, the benefits of doing the story quests and really just all the missions any in any particular settlement or town that you come to is you end up getting keys that allow you to that generally allow you to go into, let me rephrase that, you generally will be rewarded with dungeon keys that allow you to enter the dungeons that are scattered around the map. um, you know each of them have a recommended level to run them at, and the gear is tailored to what level that the dungeon is in general. um, so there's not really much purpose for an in-game character to run the beginning level dungeon or early game dungeon. So doing the story quest as you're leveling is good because it gives you keys, which then grant you access to those early game dungeons. But in the late game areas, doing the side quests and the main story quests that are in the late game areas, you get keys that will allow you to enter the late game dungeons. Um, so yeah, there's that. You do get some gold, you get some items. Now, the items are mostly garbage. They're just kind of generic. Again, randomly rolled items. There are a few static. A few rewards that have like a guaranteed roll on it, but the gear score or item level on those rewards is generally very low. Um, so yeah, again, that just kind of reinforces the need to do the dungeons and participate in the in-game activities to get your gear score increased. Um, yeah. So if you're wondering why I'm killing rabbits in particular, there is a event going on right now, which I believe it ends pretty soon. Um, but it's like an Easter event where all of the rabbits in the game are corrupted, and they drop some pretty interesting things. Like, you've seen me loot these defiled rabbit's foot, which it's a consumable that will increase your luck statistic. You get the diamond gypsum, which this is basically a way to craft a piece of gear for one of your gear slots that will, it's a guaranteed increase to your expertise for that gear. And there's a bunch of different variations of gypsum and different places to get them. Um, so yeah, that's kind of like an in-game activity, is doing different daily things that allow you to craft um, basically supplemental items that will, along with running the dungeons to get drops that increase your expertise. Let's say that, you wanted to craft something specifically that was going to be an upgrade to your expertise for your amulet. Well, you can do that. Um, so, the rabbits, they drop 3 of these a day, 5 of these a day. Um, but they also have a like a 0.1% chance to drop a um, storage chest that you can put in your house. And it is a kind of a max tier storage chest. So it has like an additional, like 1,000 um, storage capacity that it just adds to your storage in whatever town your house is in. So I guess a bit more elaboration on how that works is, just for example, let's say that you're in a town and the storage capacity by default at all the towns is 1,000. Well, as you increase your reputation standing in each of those towns, you are able to pick one of 3 different upgrades for each level of, well, maybe it's 6 different ones, but it only allows you to pick from 3 when, nice. But it only allows you to pick from 3 each time you level up, so it kind of cycles around. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this guy get the silk weave here. That's fine. I'm unfortunately getting attacked by a big cat thing. Um, but if you buy a house, you can then either craft or purchase storage chests, which will increase the amount of storage capacity that the storage chest has in that town. So that's just another benefit of owning a house, is you can, effectively, like, double, even triple your storage capacity in the town that you own the house at with, the proper storage chests. Let's see. Okay, we've been recording for about half an hour. Well, this will probably be like an hour-long video. Again, this is one of those games where, you can kind of just go out and just be wandering around, and, you know, it feels like you're not really doing anything particularly meaningful, um, but you are, because you're, gathering resources, or, leveling something, that kind of thing. We are actually kind of almost at our destination here. We're going to chop down a couple trees, because we do have that one quest to get the greenwood. So we're going to continue working towards that kind of in the background. And that's one of those things that I really enjoy about this game, and games like this. You know, I, as you guys are very much aware, I enjoy RPG style games. I like MMO type games. I love games where you sort of develop and grow a character, and that sort of thing. I'm very, very much a fan of, you know that particular type of game. Um, and there's just something relaxing to me about being able to just turn a game on and not necessarily do anything too particularly demanding. Like I can just wander around basically any region. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get rid of these clowns here. Um, I can run around pretty much any region in this game, and until I've maxed the particular skills or whatever, I can be accomplishing it. I can be working towards a goal, kind of passively, like not really, focusing super hard on doing one particular thing. Um, Now, of course, that's not the most efficient way to do things, but much like RuneScape and other MMOs that have you know skills and things that take a reasonably long amount of time to develop. Um, it's about the journey and not the destination. So while yes, I would love to be at 200 in all of my skills and have perfect gear, and be maximum gear score and have millions and millions of gold. I you know, I it's not. That's the goal, right? But enjoying the journey to that goal is what makes. That's it. That's the point. It's the journey, not the destination. Because once you get to the destination, that's it. You're done. Uh, so being able to enjoy the journey, I guess, is my point here. Um, Being so focused on your destination that you stop enjoying the journey to that destination. Um, you know, so that's that's just a little bit of insight into my philosophy on games like this, and honestly, life in general. Um, you know, it's that's something that I feel like a lot of people forget. You know, not that you guys subscribe to this channel for deep philosophical insights or my opinion on anything really, but it's life is everybody's like what is the what's the point, what's the meaning of life, like what is it? Well, truth be told, life is the journey, not the destination. We were all put on this earth for some reason. um we sort of find our calling, we find things to fill the time, but a lot of people get caught up in just trying to get somewhere and be at a certain point in their life that the steps taken along the way and all of the, good and bad things that happen on your way to that destination, whatever that may be, your goals, um, just aren't really valued or appreciated as much, it seems like. Obviously, life is different for everybody, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. You know, Life is the journey. It's not the destination. That's not what it's about. I forget who made the quote or statement, if you will. Um, Actually, real quick, think about how think we want to kind of just take the road back here, and then we'll cut back through here, and then go up here, and then down here. But there's a quote, and unfortunately I don't remember who it was that said it. But I guess that's kind of irrelevant. But the quote was something like, "Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans." Um, so yeah, and again, to me, it can probably be interpreted a billion different ways, but to me, that says that again, it's life is the journey, not the destination. Um, because truthfully, the destination we're all heading towards at some point, hopefully later rather than sooner, is, death. That's just, that's it. That's where we're all headed eventually. Um, and to me, when I'm old and my time, you know, is up for the most part, I would, as I'm, laying there coming to terms and getting ready to check out, it's like, what are you going to be looking back on? You know, at least me. I mean, again, it may be different. It's going to be different for different people, but you know, I'd like to think I'm not going to be sitting there thinking about, oh, how much money do I have in my bank account, or what's going to happen to the car that I'm driving, or things like that. I'm going to be thinking about the life I lived. The good moments and the bad moments and everything in between. Um, but yeah, I could I could go on and on about topics like that, but that's not why we're here. We are here for relaxation and New World gameplay. But yeah, I guess I'll kind of put a bow on that topic with this, and just I encourage anybody who is watching these videos or is subscribed to my channel to, if you don't already, take a step back every once in a while and just, you know, consider looking at life from that perspective of, having goals is fantastic, and you should have goals and be working towards them. It's a very healthy and good thing to do. Um, but consider enjoying the journey to those goals, and, you know, that sort of thing. So, but yeah, so again, we're going to kind of just cut back up this path. We'll hit this spot here, we'll hit this spot here, and then we're going to probably loop back down and go here, is what I'm thinking. There's a rabbit over here somewhere. Oh, I see him there. Yeah, I'm not sure how much longer this event with the rabbits is going to last. And man, I would love to get my hands on that storage chest that they can drop, but again, it has like a 0.01% chance to drop. Uh, so it's not very likely that I'll get it. just because I I'm kind of making a point to, I guess, hunt these rabbits right now. But throughout the course of this event, I haven't really gone out of my way to spend large amounts of time, uh, you know, focusing, doing this, grinding, I guess, rabbit kills, you would say. Um, I'm going to head over in this direction just because there is a spot that a few star metal locations can spawn. And I feel like that guy has actually probably already gone and hit those just based off the direction he was coming from, but maybe not. We're going to go check that out. As I mentioned earlier on, some of my, passive, long term goals here are to, get my, gathering skills maxed out. Um, and the higher tier um, resources that you gather generally offer more experience to its. Oh, actually, hold on. I don't think, because you can see one from here. If the other two were available, you'd be able to see those two. So, but that's fine. One is, oh man, two of them are here. So this is what I came over here for. So we're going to gather these up and see 286 XP. Like, man, if I could just have an endless supply of that, my mining skill would be maxed in no time. But again, the journey, not the destination. Oh, there's actually also some iron ore over here. So we're going to, again, kind of just chop down some trees, some iron ore. Oh, actually, I've got a quest to kill these wolves. How many do I need to do? Yes, I don't have this particular objective pinned in um, my objective list here, and I'm actually going to kind of keep my eye on this spot back over here, just because if that other node respawns, I definitely want to try and snatch that up. Doesn't look like it's back up yet. All of the resource nodes are on a timer. And if I'm not mistaken, the higher end resources have a longer timer before they will respawn. We also have a quest to kill some of these deer, skin them just so that I, have the materials to, just so I've got them. So it's looking like my harvesting is gonna be the next skill that I end up getting to 200. And I've got a lot of raw materials kind of stored up. I'm going to chase this one down here. Don't want him to get away. And then we're going to take out the wolves. Oh yeah, well this little area here ended up being a great spot for me to knock out several of my little objectives here, or at least make some progress towards them. Say that. This guy was in a bit of a awkward position to try and harvest like that. What was I saying just then? I forget. Oh well. And I was trying to think, like, if I don't have. Oh, town projects. Here we go. Okay, so 10 elk and 10 wolves. Yes, we can actually go ahead and just kind of use our little compass up at the top here to locate some more wolves. Since this seems to be a spot where we have both elk and wolves. Um, we also had the objective to turn in green wood, which I'm pretty sure I've got like double what I need for that. Maybe not. Maybe it was like 800. I'd have to look and see. What was it? The green wood? Weird. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I didn't pick that up. But either way, we'll, gather a bunch of green wood anyway, just because I want to be able to get my. Ooh, that node's back. That after we kill this guy here. Okay. Let's get this node. And not just the XP that these nodes provide, but I need star metal or to make star metal iron, star metal bars or ingots. And those give me a bunch of smithing experience. And again, that or smelting experience. And again, that's going to be one of my, you know, easiest, most straightforward money making abilities. Um, Once I get that to 200, or it might only be, you might only need to have it at 175, but I'm not sure. But again, we're just working towards that. Let's see. What's our time looking at here? We are at 47 minutes. There's another wolf. Oh, this looks like there's some wood trees that spawn here. There's only one, and it's very small. Very, very small. But we'll take it. We take those. That'll probably be a decent little bit of X. Oh, no, wait. Here's another one. Nice. So much like the star metal, the word wood is needed to make higher tier, wood logs, like fine wood logs. Um, and again, it also gives, a good chunk of wood cutting experience. So, or logging, as it's called in this game. But a few more wolves here. Don't have the wolf objective pin, but truth be told, I don't really need it. We got a wolf up here. There's also an elk right there. Go ahead and take this guy out. The harvest him. There we go. Oh, there's another one right down there. Going to grab. Oh, got him. Let's see. Looks like there's another wolf down this way. And I'll know when I've killed enough wolves. I should get a pop up on the screen, but also the little blue marker above the wolf's head will disappear. All right, so yeah, I've killed enough wolves now. There's another deer over there, but I'm going to go and chop down this wordwood tree because these appear to be respawning. Oh god. Really, man? I didn't want to have to kill you, bud. I really didn't. but you forced my hand. I tell you, I don't know how many of you folks out there are, big coffee drinkers, but there is nothing like a nice cup of coffee in the morning. Just chilling, playing some video games on a Saturday. Well, this is Sunday actually, and just kind of just relaxing, man. This is good stuff. I'm telling you, this is good stuff right here. Let's see. Oh, looks like this iron is back up. That didn't take very long. Star metal back too. What in the world is going on? I feel like I just mined these. I mean, hey, I'll take it. But well, the good news is since I hit level 125, I can actually track how much, I can see on my compass, when I'm in, reasonable, a few yards from an active node. So yeah, we'll come back and snatch up this iron here. We'll go hunt down a few more deer. This wolf is probably going to aggro to me. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, boy. Again, man, I was going to leave you alone. I was just going to let you, survive. But you picked the wrong fight. Let me tell you. Ooh, the wordwood tree. One of them is back up there. We're gonna keep gathering this stuff up here. Get that XP. So, like I mentioned in, I believe the first video I did of New World, because I kind of picked the game back up and had started playing it a good bit after they made the changes to how storage works in one of the recent updates. Again, the amount of hassle that one update removed from the game is nearly indescribable. Just because having, in a game where, a large portion of it is about collecting resources to improve your abilities, having to manage your inventory on such a well, in simpler terms, managing your inventory with the limited space and way that it worked before the update was not fun. It was not fun at all. It was a poor system. Um, and I'm just so like, because doing this, like actively trying to gather resources and things like that, if you spent too much time gathering resources and just wanted to stockpile them, guess what? You're eventually going to run into a point where, uh, since, back when all the storage chests were not linked together, if you really wanted to pull over a bunch of materials from somewhere, let's just say you kept all of your ore in one town, if you wanted to pull it over, you either had to meet some very specific criteria, meaning like your faction had to own both of the towns that the ore is stored in and things like that, or you had to fast travel to the town, fill up your entire inventory with what you need, and then fast travel back to where it was that you wanted to craft it. And it was nuts. It was just it was a hassle to play this game. But with this update, or not this update, but you know, the update that fixed the storage issue, um, or improved the storage issue. I won't say it fixed it because it was like that on that was how it was intended to be at launch apparently. Um, it oh man, I can't even describe just how much better it is now. And I keep walking back here because I'm thinking that that big node's going to respawn any minute now, and I'd love to be able to pick that up before we kind of head back towards town. We're also coming up on our hour time limit here. Well, not limit, but you know, I'd wager that there are very few people out there. Well, YouTube kind of tells me what the average view duration of my videos are. Um, and like on average, people are usually, watching about 10 minutes of a video, which, that's, seems to be pretty standard for YouTube. That's why a lot of, the more, non ASMR content creators and stuff like that, they try to make videos that are right at the 10-minute mark so that you're getting that number one, or even over 10 minutes, because you can then put ads and stuff in it. But, on average, most people are watching a video for, 5-10 minutes and going on to something else. But, with ASMR, it's a little different. My goal here would be to, obviously help people relax. So you know, if you're just turning this on to have some background noise while you go to sleep, or even while play video games, or, whatever, which is, that's what I do. A lot of times I'm, like after work or on weekends, I come back here in my office and hang out and find like a nice relaxing video. Or maybe, I'm really big into watching like RuneScape videos. I don't even play RuneScape. Um, but there's just something satisfying about watching knowledgeable people play RuneScape. It's just such an interesting game to me. Yeah, this whole area has just been farmed out. Um, but yeah, so let's see. We're coming up on the hour here. I guess let me finish that train of thought. So, again, my hope is that people are turning these videos on, whether you're watching it or not. It's hopefully it's helping you relax. And I know this is supposed to be like a soft speaking video, but I feel like this is, a little heavier than soft speaking. But I hope it's enjoyable all the same. Oh man, somebody like literally just came here. It killed all these rabbits and like ran off, man. Didn't even skin them. What a waste of resources. Just kidding. They give like very little resources. But somebody was definitely hunting their bag, their chest. But yeah, so let's head back to. Oh, did I kill enough of the elks? Oh man, I'm one elk short. That is a bummer. Maybe I'll find one on the way back to town. Bit of silver ore over here. Oh, see, look at me, just getting distracted. I'm like, ooh, experience. Let me completely stop what I'm doing and go get it. Oh man. Okay, games like this, man, where there's like stuff to pick up and collect, and you can just loot loot stuff off the ground. These are rough for me because I will just get so distracted. Like, unless I'm like, all right, look, we're going to make an effort to just ignore going to pick up a certain thing, while we're, heading somewhere. Um, just get sidetracked and start like this, like, oh my God, like I just saw all of this hemp over here. And I'm like, ooh, look at all this XP just waiting to be collected. Oh God. Um, but yeah, we'll head back to town and we will call this video a wrap. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm actually already back at town. But yeah, I know most of you out there, you're probably here for the Destiny content. And don't fret, there is going to be more Destiny content. Just, Destiny is at least where I'm at in Destiny. I've just kind of hit a point where, there's just not much for me to do. Uh, so, when I'm recording these videos, I prefer to do, a game or games that, I actively have an active interest in. It makes the process a bit more enjoyable for myself as well. So let's go turn in our quests and get our XP, our town standing here. So we've got that one done. 200 age wood. I can just complete that outright. And yeah. Okay. Now we got a few other things that we can turn in here. Um, let's take a look at where we're at here. Territory standing. We are at about halfway. A little over halfway, maybe just a bit, to tier 16. So just 4 levels after that, and we are able to purchase our house, which is going to be great. But yeah, so I think that's where I'm going to end the video for this week. I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope the speaking tone isn't too loud or anything like that. Um, but yeah, I think, we're closing in on 200 subscribers. And I know, as far as, again, taking into consideration, most people just watch about 10 minutes of my videos, which again, I've got no problem with that. I guess I should be doing this at the beginning. But if you have, made it this far into the video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. That does help the YouTube algorithm pick up my videos and get them recommended to more people, which brings more people, to the channel as a whole. But again, that's entirely up to you. If you just want to hang out here and watch my videos to relax, that's fine by me. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it. Again, thank you very much. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all have a great week. And we will see you next time.